All right, so EA dropped a ton of news about Dynasty mode, and it's just too much to cover in one video, so I've decided to break it up again in 3 parts. We're covering part 1 today, which is coaching. We're going to talk about abilities, archetypes, and the coaching carousel. Let's dive right into it. All right, so I'm going to make sure that I break up the video into chapters, so that way if it's too long for you to finish in one sit down, you'll be able to come back and visit it. Chapters will be broken down as so: progression, abilities, archetypes, and the coaching carousel. Those are the 4 big things that are going to matter as far as this coaching breakdown is concerned, and I shall get you started with it right now. Coaching breakdown. Choose between a head coach or coordinator. You're going to have 3 main archetypes: motivator, recruiter, and tactician. No coach was great at everything, and there's no singular path to becoming great. So what they want you to do is play your way. Coordinators and how you build your staff will matter, as you will all bring something to the table. Up first is progression. You earn XP that then turns around and earns you CP, also known as coach points. These are the ways that you can earn XP on the field: individual game goals, interceptions, rushing touchdowns, along with full game results such as beat your rival or win a natty. Recruiting, purely based on your recruitment success, right? Draft, how many drafted players have you produced and in what round will make a difference. Stats and your legacy. Weekly goals like break the top 10, or season goals like 4,000 passing yards, along with career goals, win 5 natties. Everything is trackable inside your Dynasty hub via the coach tab. Now, what I'll show you is that I'm a fan that the game alerts you in real time when you complete any given goal in the top left-hand corner of your screen. I think that that's great that they will continue to engage with you in those actionable moments. Don't stress, you're going to get a weekly summary of your total XP every time you complete a game or advance a week. Next up, we're going to talk about the archetypes. The goal is to reach the elite status of either program builder or CEO. You do this by garnering on-field success and ability progression. Again, let me stress, there is no single path to achieving these elite archetypes. In total, you'll have 11 archetypes, each offering their own perks and abilities. I can't stress this enough. Develop yourself, your staff, and your players that tailor to the way you want your program to be known by. Listen up, y'all. Every single decision matters on your coaching journey. There are no second chances, no respects, no buybacks. Once you've spent the precious CP, you have locked it in. You should truly think before you click, okay? Just want to make sure you understand. Each archetype has unique prerequisites and objectives that need to be fulfilled before you can purchase that next level. A quick example: you want to be an elite recruiter. Well, you'll need to spend 50 coach points in your recruiting arc and have signed 2 top recruiting classes. Once you've conquered both, then you'll be able to utilize your CP to reach that next mark in your recruiting arc. Purchasing a new arc unlocks new abilities as well as new opportunities. Let me repeat myself. Purchasing a new arc unlocks new abilities as well as new opportunities. They cooking, y'all, but we'll get there. We will get there. Each arc has a perk active as well. For instance, if you choose to be a tactician, you receive additional coach XP with every single W. Your active arc is whichever you've shown the most love towards, unless you've reached CEO or program builder. Then you'll always be known as one of the elite. As you spend coach points in each archetype, the spider graph in the center of the screen will morph and change to show your coach's DNA. You can actually see all 3 spider graphs at the same time, so you can visually immediately see where your program deficits are. I love that. Keeping it moving, we are going to touch on abilities. Purchase abilities using that same precious coaching points that I mentioned earlier. Abilities are position based unless you've already reached either the CEO, program builder, or scheme guru. This applies to recruiting as well. Coaches aren't just great at recruiting across the board, they'll specialize into position groups. This again creates a unique way to play and craft your staff to fit your play style and complement the way you want to go about things on campus. On top of position-based boost, coach abilities will also offer core gameplay effects, allowing you to really cook. Okay, so for instance, a scheme guru focuses on gameplay style, and maybe you want to play fast and upbeat. Then you're going to focus on the fast tempo offense upgrades. They'll provide things like tier 1 is going to allow your players to fatigue at a slower rate. Tier 3, your team's composure is going to be boosted for first downs while running the hurry up. And tier 4, known as tipped your hand, gives your offense a chance to see the defensive cover shell in the hurry up. And this is just a taste of the depth your staff can have throughout your coaching career. Oh, by the way, for every offensive play style ability, there are defensive counter abilities available as well. And heads up, CEO and program builder arcs are only available to head coaches, but coordinators matter more than you think. Earlier I mentioned you can see all 3 coach DNA. Well, that's because coordinators can also unlock abilities and archetypes, creating a natural progression from coordinator to head coach. Coordinators can now complement your strengths or help keep the deficits to a minimum. Every coaching ability is stackable, which increases the overall effect of the ability. The caveat is coordinators with abilities on the opposite side of the ball, well, they will have minimal effects. So if your defensive coordinator has the ability quarterback icy veins, well, it will boost your quarterback's composure at the beginning of the game, but it won't have the same effect as it would if your offensive coordinator owned the same ability. Listen closely here. Okay, this is important. As a head coach, you cannot choose how your coordinators spend their coach points. Okay, adding an additional layer onto why it is so imperative you're making the right decisions for your coaching DNA along your journey. You can cycle through to see your coordinator's abilities and DNA by simply hitting the left or right bumper if you're on the Xbox, or R1, L1 if you're on PlayStation. And click in that right stick, also known as R3, and that will show you the spider graph of all 3 coaches simultaneously. Woo! All right, that was a lot of information. Water break. All right, outstanding. We've only got a couple more topics to cover. Only a couple more. Here we go. Climbing the coaching ladder. Whether you choose to lead a staff as a head coach or join a staff as a coordinator, you will have to sign a contract. With those contracts comes some expectations, and those expectations are provided from the university. You still have full recruiting control and play both sides of the ball, even as a coordinator. No stress. Those expectations are determined by the school's prestige and program standing. Expectations are broken down as follow: win X amount of games, raise that conference championship banner trophy, take one of the 12, that's right, 12 available spots in the college football playoff, or, just simply, hey, we expect you to win the Natty. Job security. You should take this, if you decide to take this mission, is dynamic and fluid, meaning it will fluctuate throughout the season depending on your ability to deliver on the expectations you've accepted with your contract. It's not that simple though, because as we all know, not every win is created equally. Beating an FCS doesn't compare to stealing one on the road against a top 15 ranked team. You know what I mean? Okay, the energy, you get that crowd, that stadium pulse all of a sudden starts to deplete because you came into their house and took the W. It's a different type of energy, and that's going to matter different as far as your job security is concerned. With that being said, if you don't deliver on your expectations, the further away you get, the harder your job security is going to take a hit. And if your seat gets too hot, well, you're going to find yourself on that unemployment website and scouring the coaching carousel looking for a new opportunity. Now, if you're crushing it, then your job security will increase and you'll be able to focus on fleshing out that coaching DNA. I do want to talk and let you know that as a user, you have the ability to turn this off if you want to. So if you don't like that additional added pressure to perform, you can go ahead and turn it off in your Dynasty settings. But I know for me personally, that's going to stay on. I like that little additional pressure to make sure that I'm making those right decisions. I think it's going to be fun. Every coach has a prestige grade ranging from A+ to F. It's based on your ability to deliver on your contract expectations. Schools will evaluate whether or not to extend your contract based on your performance. If you're offered an extension, you'll be notified and it'll be automatically accepted. But wait, maybe you feel ready and want to move to the head of the table. No stress, you can still field your options and opportunities via the coaching carousel. While signing your contract, you can see the last 20 years of the program to really see what it is you're potentially getting yourself into. It will continue to update over time as you get further into your dynasty. All of your contract and job security can be found in that coach tab we talked about earlier. The coaching carousel. The all new look at how we get to handle off-season as a coach. First, it spans 5 weeks, so don't get your feelings all hurt if you don't receive an offer week 1. It begins the week of conference championships and ends alongside bowl season, just like the real world. Multi-user dynasties, hey, it's a per user experience, so you do not have to wait for all users to check offers in order to move forward. A quick time lapse on how this will work. Conference championship week, schools will make decisions on extensions, firings, and just letting some contracts expire. Whether you have been fired or extended, the game will give you an action item letting you know. P.S. As a head coach, this is when you can decide to fire a coordinator that isn't helping to elevate your program. Upon advance, you will potentially receive your first wave of job offerings. You will be notified if you have any offerings. When viewing a job offer, you will see the school's new coach preferences, what happened to their previous coach, and who the top candidates are for the job. You will also see the contract they are offering, and with that contract, you will see the expectations that they have set. If you decide to accept a new position, then you will stay with your school until after the national championship. That is when all new jobs will take effect. This allows you to coach that final bowl game, if you made it, with your current team. Now, the 5 major factors on how a school determines who is a good fit to lead them into the future. Number 1, coach level. Yes, your coaching level will play a role in job opportunities. Scheme. Certain schools want a certain style of play, so that matters. Archetypes. Schools will have preferences on the type of coach they want to hire. Pipeline. All coaches will have a primary pipeline, which provides a boost in recruiting. Having a pipeline that closely aligns with the school's pipeline will be a bonus. Coach prestige. Whether or not you've been able to deliver on the expectations asked of you thus far will definitely play a part in how other schools will view you. If you don't line up with the school's team prestige, you probably won't get hired. So if you're only like a C-, I probably wouldn't recommend applying for that Georgia vacancy. Together, these form an overall school fit score, which is then used to generate the list of candidates for the vacancy. The school will then offer a contract to one of those coaches. Keep a cool head and remember, the game will have a domino effect, and you can watch all of this unfold via the all openings filter. It will update as you advance week to week throughout bowl season. So if you're eyeing a specific spot, be patient, especially if that coach or coordinator is a top 3 candidate for a different opportunity. Now, here comes the additional wrinkle. If you're already a head coach, this is when you can make staff changes this week and this week alone. It'll be the conference championship week. Once you move to week 1 of bowl week, your staff is locked unless one or both take opportunities elsewhere. If this happens, you will have the opportunity to hire during the carousel. Starting bowl week 1, you can begin the hiring of new coordinators if you have open positions. Similar logic for the schools is used to present a list of top candidates for you to choose from. You'll be able to see a current candidate's school, active archetype, coach level, and the other schools that are interested in them, because those are the schools that you're going to be competing with. You can also view their talent tree to truly make sure that they align within your current staff's DNA. Making an offer to a coach is the same as making an offer to a recruit. It is not guaranteed that they will accept it. So make sure you choose wisely, because you can only offer one position to one coach per week. Once advanced, you will be notified if they accepted or declined. If they rejected your offer, you will have the option to offer to another coach. Don't stress if we make it to week 5 and you just haven't been able to snag one of these competitive candidates. There will always be a non-competitive option, meaning that there'll be an option out there that doesn't have any other schools that they're interested in besides your own. I can't say how great this candidate is, but at least their loyalty lies with you and the program you lead, right? It's something. If for whatever reason you get all 5 rejections, the game will autofill the position for you with a new coordinator that is on par with the caliber of the program you're leading. That's it. That's coaching in Dynasty. It's a lot, I know. So sit on this, digest it. I'll be back in the next one, and I'll be covering everything recruiting. These are long, but I will also place them in their own College Football 25 Dynasty playlist. And if you haven't yet, do me a favor. Do me a favor real quick. Just, hey, hear me out. If you made it this far, leave a comment on whether we should start by being an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator once the game drops here in just a few days. I mean, we don't have long to wait at all. As always, I want you to be 200%. What's that mean? 100% passion, 100% positivity, and you will reap all the benefits that you seek. I appreciate you if you listen to me talk about the greatness that is coaching in Dynasty one more time. And I appreciate you even more if you liked, subscribed, and left a comment. You never know the types of things that we have available for the channel coming in the future. So just make sure you have that little notification bell on as well. All right. I appreciate you all. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.